Intel 11th generation Core Tiger Lake H performance review, fast and power hungry. PC components filled down pointing triangle. Computer chips. GPUs. Motherboards. SSDs. Cases, cooling, PSUs. Memory. NAS. Capacity. Cell phones and tablets filled down pointing triangle. Systems filled down pointing triangle. Undertaking and ITGUIDES filled down pointing triangle. Arrangements. Moving TOPICSCPUSINTERGPUSARDSMOBILESSDSSMARTPHONES. Home greater than CPUs. Intel 11th generation Core Tiger Lake H performance review, fast and power hungry. By Brett Howes and Andrei Frumasanu on May 17, 2021, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A week ago, Intel dispatched their Tiger Lake H group of PC processors. Focused on the bigger 14-inch or more workstations, this processor family is Intel's freshest contribution for the superior PC market, stepping in over Intel's portability-centered U and Y arrangement of chips. In view of the very Tiger Lake design that we initially got comfortable with a year ago, Tiger Lake H is greater and better, in any event where the CPU is concerned, presenting to 8 CPU centers and different advantages like extra PCIe paths. Generally speaking, Intel's H arrangement chips have since a long time ago filled in as the exhibition spine of their PC endeavors, and with Tiger Lake H they are hoping to proceed with that custom. While a week ago was Tiger Lake H's true dispatch, as has gotten progressively normal for PC dispatches, the bans for the dispatch data and for equipment audits have arrived on independent dates. In this way, while we had the option to take about the stage a week ago, it's just today that we're ready to impart to you our information on TGLH, and our assessment on whether it satisfies Intel's cases just as how it piles up to the opposition. Like Intel's other PC chips, Tiger Lake H has various aspects, with the organization expecting to adjust CPU execution, GPU execution, and force utilization, all while guaranteeing it's reasonable to make on Intel's reconsidered 10 nanometers superfin measure. Adjusting these components is a test all by itself. Quit worrying about the way that main opponent AMD is hoping to rival their own Zen 3 engineering-based Ryzen 5000 mobile, Cezanne, a puss. Intel Tiger Lake H Consumer. AnandTech cores. Threads 35W. Base 45W. Base 65W. Base 2C. Turbo 4C. Turbo NT. Turbo L3. Cache XE. GPU XE. Megahertz. i9-11980HK8C, 16T2.63.35.0 *4.94.524 MB 321450. i9-11900H8C, 16T2.12.5 to 4.9 *4.84.424 MB 321450. i7-11800H8C, 16T1.92.3 to 4.64.54.224 MB 321450. i5-11400H6C, 12T2.22.7 to 4.54.34.112 MB 161450. i5-11260H6C, 12T2.12.6 to 4.44.24.012 MB 161400. Asterisk Turbo Boost Max 3.0. Intel's reference design laptop, Core i9-11980HK inside. For our Tiger Lake H execution survey, Intel has by sent more than one of their reference plan PCs. Similarly as with the Tiger Lake U dispatch a year ago, these reference plan PCs are not retail PCs all by themselves, but rather a greater amount of a high-level designing example intended to show the presentation of the basic equipment. In this particular case, The BIOS distinguishes that the PC was collected by MSI. Needing to do their absolute best as far as PC execution, Intel's TGLH reference plan PC is, as you'd envision, a somewhat very good quality framework. The 16-inch PC is based around Intel's best TGLH part, the Core i9-11980HK, which offers 8 Willow Cove engineering CPU centers with SMT, for a sum of 16 strings. This processor can super as high as 5.0 GHz on its supported centers, a bit behind Intel's past-age Comet Lake H CPUs, however keeping clock speeds close while compensating for any shortfall on IPC. Sadly, their longing to do their absolute best implies that Intel has designed the CPU in this framework to run at 65W, instead of the more normal 45W TDP of most very good quality workstations. 65W is a substantial mode for this chip, so stringently speaking Intel isn't squeezing the chip. However, the main part of the Tiger Lake H arrangement is planned to run at a more lap-accommodating 45W. This gives the Intel framework an intrinsic benefit as far as execution, since it has more TDP headroom to play with. Intel reference design, Tiger Lake H. CPU Intel Core i9-11980HK. 8 cores, 16 threads. 2600 MHz base, 45W. 3300 MHz base, 65W. 5000 MHz Turbo 2C. 4500 MHz Turbo NT. GPU integrated, XeLP graphics. 32 execution units, up to 1450 MHz. Discrete, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 laptop. 30 SMS, up to 1703 MHz. DRAM 32 GB DDR4-3200 CL22. Storage 2x OEM Ryzen E16512 GB SSD, NVMe PCIe 4.0x4. Display 16-inch 2560 by 1600. I/O 2x USB-C. 2x USB-A. Wi-Fi Intel AX210 Wi-Fi 6E plus BT 5.2 adapter. Force mode 65W. For the most part tried at 45W. In the interim, the attention on CPU execution with TGLH includes some major disadvantages to coordinated GPU execution. TGLH parts incorporate Intel's XeLP GPU, however with just 32 EUs rather than the 96 found on very good quality Tiger Lake U frameworks. With TGLH, Intel is anticipating that these systems should be packaged with discrete GPUs, so they don't commit close to as much kick-the-bucket space to a coordinated GPU that may not get utilized a lot at any rate. Keeping that in mind, the reference framework accompanies a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 laptop designs connector 2, which is combined with its own 6 GB of GDDR6. Balancing the bundle, the framework accompanies 32 GB of DDR4-3200 introduced. Capacity is given by a couple of Ryzen E16-based OEM drives, permitting Intel to flaunt the advantages of PCIe 4.0 availability for SSDs. At last, Wi-Fi availability is additionally Intel-controlled, utilizing the organization's new AX210 connector, which offers Wi-Fi 6E plus BT 5.2 on a solitary M.2 connector. It's significant that the AX210 is a completely discrete connector, so it doesn't use TGLH's coordinated, CNVI, MAC, as that doesn't uphold Wi-Fi 6E. What's more, with regards to making this reference framework look as near a retail plan as sensibly conceivable, Intel even put the typical Intel Core and NVIDIA GeForce stickers on the PC. Shockingly, we've had moderately brief period with the framework in front of the present ban. The ban on execution figures was initially planned for last Thursday, May 13th. Anyway, because of postponements in delivery these workstations to analysts, we didn't get the framework until the finish of a week ago, and Intel knock back the ban as needs be. So with a little more than 2 days to investigate the framework, we've truly simply gotten an opportunity to investigate the most basic parts of the framework with regards to execution.